Comfort is a crutch. In my short time on this planet, I've realized that, for me, true high-quality fun only comes from discomfort. I have to feel some pain, experience some stress, and question my own abilities in order for an accomplishment to feel worthwhile. On my last tuna trip, I almost reached my breaking point. But that hour-long battle didn't leave me feeling satisfied. It left me humbled. It left me with an even greater desire to pursue giant fish in my own way. So when I was invited back to Alabama on a deep jigging and popping trip, I cleared my calendar for what could be the most epic trip of my life.
Oh, boiling, boil! Boil! Oh, got him! Oh my God, what a boil, son! What a boil! Good morning, guys. What's going on? We have an awesome crew of creators and really just an awesome crew of people on the boat today. We're headed out of Dolphin Island. We have a super long run, some super comfy bean bags. So let's get after it.
Fishing with me today, we have my longtime friend Victor, his fiance Brooke, his cameraman Dennis, and our other good friend Phil, aka the Salt Squad. We loaded up all of our gear and settled in for about a 2-hour ride out to the fishing grounds. The start of the day was going to be some deep jigging. We were fishing with Captain Kurt Tillman, who is known for some legendary deep drop fish. This trip was only possible because of the amazing people over at Saltwater Sportsman magazine. They're organizing multiple trips like this one called Saltwater Sportsman Expeditions. For more information on these expeditions, I have a link down in the description.
Okay, spot number one. The way we're gonna divide the day up is into two parts. We're gonna spend the early part of the day, we're gonna try doing some jigging. We're gonna try and catch some bigger grouper, snapper, bottom fish species. And there's plenty of these big old oil rigs out here. So that's just that giant structure that's gonna attract a ton of fish, ton of bait, ton of life. So hopefully we drop the jigs and we're able to catch some big fish.
Slightly drifting, because you always wanna be drifting when you're jigging. You wanna be presenting your jig to new water. I essentially take my jig, I cast up current of where we're gonna drift. So I'll cast up a little bit, and then I allow it to drop down to the bottom. Then, boom, boom, boom. We get down. Ideally, I want my line directly below me. So when it's directly below me, every single time I pull up on the jig, it's affecting the jig the most, and it allows it to flutter down with that natural action very nicely, looking like a wounded bait fish. So we're really getting close now. Bam, it's pull, allow it to flutter back down. And it's not as intense as something like a high-speed jig where you're retrieving like this. And you can only do that once or twice and you're tired and you're over it. This is a much more finesse approach, but yields similar amounts of fish. He's floating. We got a floater. Oh my gosh. That was a lot of air in that one.
Look at that. We brought him up fast. Oh man. I never.
That's a magnum and a half. There we go. That's a fish. That's a fish. I'm just catching the small ones today. With my pointer finger. Oh, there's a little scamp.
Oh yeah, that's what we came for.
Oh wow. Is that one legal?
Yeah.
Oh nice. Look at that.
Can't keep them this time here, but we're gonna let them go.
Appreciate your fight, get in here and we'll get one.
Look, there's a real fish. Yeah, there you go. Here, I'm gonna hold him the same way. Dude, well, my fish.
So while my man Vic caught a massive red snapper that could easily eat this little scamp grouper, he actually had to release his fish, and my scamp was legal size, so it was going in the box. And these are some of my favorite fish for the dinner table. The meat is so white, and they are absolutely delicious.
We are pretty much just bumping spot to spot. Kurt's got tons of numbers out here from a lifetime of fishing. Current's slowly picking up, so we're slowly upsizing our jigs throughout the day. But there's just like different little rocks, different little structures that we're pulling up to,
dropping down, seeing if anyone's home, seeing if we get that right bite.
So the combo I'm using here is an Ocean's Legacy Elementus rod. This is a great slow pitch jigging rod. It's the PE3 model, so it's just a good all around for like 120 up to 320 gram jigs. Fishing it with a Shimano Osha jigger and a bunch of different sizes of jigs. Victor actually forgot his jigs, so all of the fish caught on jigs on the boat this day were on my jigs. Brooke caught some absolute stud grouper, which I'll give you guys a sneak peek of, but if you really want to see them, you're going to have to check out her video. But she destroyed us, and honestly, she's caught now, from this trip alone, she's caught 2 bigger grouper than I ever have on slow pitch. It's honestly crazy. I don't know if it's beginner's luck or she's just a natural. But if you guys want to pick up any slow pitch jigs or pick up any of the rods that I'm using in this video, you can actually get a discount on them using my link below through the Johnny Jigs website. Code Ryan Morey is going to save you guys a little bit of money. Varies based on what you decide you want to buy, but if you use that code, it helps me out, helps me make more videos like this.
Come on up, buddy. Be something cool. Be something we haven't seen today. That's like one of my favorite parts of slow pitch jigging is like you drop down and you have an idea of what you're gonna hook, right? But like, there's so many times where you're surprised by what you bring up for 300 feet of water. A lot of really, really cool stuff down there. And a lot of them eat jigs. Amberjacks. Look at that guy. Oh, they get so much bigger than this. Well, that was enough fun for me fighting AJs today. I'd love to pick some other cool stuff. This one's gonna live to get to swim another day. All artificials, catching quality fish. I got fish too. No. But it could be just a moderate sized scamp. Like my first one I thought was tiny. I mean, it wasn't huge, but he still ate. At some point you just gotta try and fill the box, you know? Get some meat in the boat.
You wanna move down there?
Yes. I don't know if I'm in the deep drop rod.
You know, you got a scamp.
I do have a scamp. Yeah. Look at that. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Yeah. Woo! Scamp number 2. So there we go. That is my biggest scamp of the trip. I would probably say this is like average size for like what you catch when you're bottom fishing and you're deep dropping and catching scamp grouper. But one of the most delicious fish in the ocean. No bloodline in them really. It's just all delicious white meat. And look at those crazy teeth, man. It's like a deep sea trout. Just crazy how much teeth they have. Eat the jig. You know, I'm excited to catch these things, and maybe I will be able to catch a bigger one because Brooke caught an absolute donkey of a scamp earlier. So that's what I'm hoping for. That's what I'm dropping for. Let's get back down, catch another one. Brooke, yours makes mine look so small. That's crazy how big yours was. Well, that just means we gotta keep fishing. We got one more shot. We're gonna go drop this deep spot one more time. Fingers crossed for me. Otherwise, we're gonna head to the tuna grounds and go chase those big monster tuna. Increasing the jig size that we're using now. We are dropping a 500 gram Johnny Jigs torpedo. I think this is like, I don't know what flavor this is. I think it's like a mango guava flavor. What do you think?
No, dude, that looks like a passion.
Passion fruit?
So just my luck with the jig, I didn't get any bites, but right next to me, Victor and Brooke both hooked up big time. And I won't completely spoil their videos, but I will give you a sneak peek to this monster doubleheader that this awesome couple pulled up.
Oh my gosh, look at that.
Here we go, look at that. Giant fish with Captain Kurt in Alabama. I'll tell you guys what, we have had the time of our life out here today. That was a nice submarine dive. You see all
2 monster groupers caught by Brooke on the slow pitch. I've never caught groupers that big ever. She's crushing it.
The sun started getting low, and finally, it was time. We were headed out to the tuna grounds. We all bundled up, laid out in the beanbag chairs, and settled in for about an hour-long run out to the biggest oil rig in the Gulf. To be honest, at this time, my mind was racing. Was I actually going to get a chance at a giant tuna? Was there going to be any daylight for filming? I felt like I had this massive to-do list. Getting shots of me casting the popper, getting shots of the oil rig, flying the drone. To be honest, I was freaking out a little bit. We get out there after an hour, and there's fish blowing up. We don't see any big fish yet, but there are tons of skipjack tuna blowing up on top. And from my last trip, I know, when I see those littler tuna species blowing up on top, the big ones aren't far behind. After a couple minutes of fishing, I was flying my drone, but Phil and Victor were both casting poppers, and they both hooked up within 2 or 3 casts.
Oh, go on!
Reel, 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 reel. Keep that line tight. Reel, reel, reel.
Yeah!
Woo!
Woo! Oh yeah, that's a good fish. Oh yeah.
Got the bite.
Woo! I don't think
He hasn't.
but he's a good fish.
Hey man.
I'll take what I can get.
Exactly.
Oh!
Double!
Double!
Come on. Come on, baby.
Oh! Woo! Woo! Here he is, little guy. Oh! They got some strength.
Yeah, they're not weak, dude.
Little blackfin?
Nah, a little skipjack.
Skipjack.
You can flip them.
Here goes skipjack coming in.
Flipping a fish right behind you, Dennis.
Yeah,
There we
baby.
go. Choked
Got a
it.
fish on the board.
There you go, Phil.
That's what I'm talking about.
With a couple skipjack tunas in the boat, we knew that there were going to be some big fish around, but we just couldn't connect with them, at least yet. We were keeping our eyes open looking for bigger busting fish, but just messing around with the skipjacks while we could. I took some time to finally land my drone and give me the chance to put my rod into my hands. After a couple more minutes of casting, Captain Kurt screamed at us that he saw a massive yellowfin come out of the water. So he said to reel up and we're going to head over to where he saw that big fish. It wasn't a couple seconds when we heard the other boat come over the radio and say, "Don't run them over, don't run them over. They're just rolling like porpoises." He said they're rolling.
You can see the sickles coming up. Yeah.
Oh, boiling, boil! Boil! Oh, got him! Got him! Got him! Got him! Mm.
You got it.
Oh my God, what a boil, son! What a boil! Oh my God, that was epic! Woo! Let's go! Oh my God, son! Oh my God! We got him on! Woo! On the pause, Vic. On like a 5-count pause. Yeah. Oh yeah. Woo! Oh my God, that was a freaking boil, y'all. That was a boil. Yeah, it was like tail slapping the surface. No way. Oh my God. Oh my God.
Epic.
That was so ridiculous.
How's it feel, Ryan?
Oh, it feels good to be back in the saddle again. A little bit. Might have been here once or twice before. Epic fishing. Captain Kurt on a Saltwater Sportsman Expedition, man. Whew, I'm shaking right now. Like the adrenaline just like hit me. Whew. Yes, I think it's big, but it's coming up like fairly quick right now.
I think it could.
20% on the drum.
Stepping down.
One more battery now.
It could be bigger than that. Oh, they change directions like that. That scares me. Whew. Man, yes sir.
He got it.
He got that thing so good.
He choked it up. He was having a hard time.
Oh,
His
yeah.
mouth was opened up. He got it deep. Oh, right there! Come on, throw it, Hoss. Throw it.
Oh my gosh, look at that blitz. Look at the blitz.
Pull it, pull it.
Oh my god. Oh, that's all the skipjacks all fired up, but you know the big one's there too. Those big ones are around. That's a pelagic warrior, right? Woo!
Now let me jump.
Landing the drone, Vic.
I need to get out of here. Just cast it right out there. Real quick.
Alright, I'm getting close.
So I knew something weird was going on with this fight. This tuna just wasn't giving me its all. It wasn't fighting nearly as hard as a big tuna down deep should. I didn't really pay much notice to that because when these fish give you line, you need to take advantage of it because otherwise they will just fight you for hours and hours. But when this fish came up, we saw that we had a problem. The fish was tail wrapped. When a fish this big is tail wrapped, it doesn't allow you to get the gaff where it needs to go. The gaff needs to go into the head where it's really hard, there's no soft spots, and if you gaff that fish in the middle, the likelihood that it's going to rip out is very, very high, especially with only one gaff.
Oh, foul hook.
Give me another gaff. Give me another gaff. Hurry up. Hurry up. Give me another gaff. Y'all ready? When I gaff him, he's going to take off. Here.
Captain Kurt took a swing at it, but unfortunately the gaff ripped out because he wasn't able to get down on the fish and get the gaff in the head. So the fish took off for another long run.
I need another guy to help me gaff this fish. I got one in the house. He did not like that. Because my tail wrap, I couldn't get down on him.
Yeah.
Get another gaff out of here. Get another gaff.
Whew.
After I gaff him, you need to gaff him. Okay?
He did not like that gaff.
Is there another gaff in there? Okay. Well, it don't fit all the way to the belt. Okay. Get the other little one out. You got 3 out. That's a 120 pounder.
Not a small one at all.
That's a 120 pounder tail wrap, brother. Is that a 120 pounder? Yes. Yes.
Whew.
Hey, Vic, you're going to be back up with this.
Under 5 minutes.
Sorry, guys.
No, you're fine. You're fine. You're fine. You shouldn't have, shoulda, woulda, coulda. There's no.
Excitement is real, huh?
There's none of that. You were trying to help me out.
Get that pole out of the way. All right, step me back there after he gets up. Yes.
Whew, fish ripped another 100 yards. Getting close again now, but he's not happy with us at all. He is not happy. All right, I have to come over there.
It's just turned off.
Oh, look.
Yeah, I'm getting flashbacks to the big guy that I caught out here with Kurt last month, where the fish, they start kicking your butt, man. Your whole body starts getting tight. They are strong. They are mean. We're gaining though. We're gaining. This is important. Get the line.
Don't tell me you're doing this to me again.
This isn't nearly as bad as the big eye though.
it's a big fish.
It's still a big fish. Yeah, you're right.
He's not tail wrapped anymore.
You don't think so? You think he came unwrapped?
There he is. He's big, baby. Big and pretty. Watch out.
Watch out, watch out.
Watch out, watch out. Gotta get him on the sunny side. All right, y'all got it. He's pretty fat. He's still green.
Yeah.
Still real green.
Big sickles on him, Ryan.
Big sickles.
Okay.
Coming in, coming in.
Still green.
Super green.
I got one too. Everybody's got one too.
At this point, I realized I was in a ton of danger. This fish was so green and he was right under the boat. Typically, a big tuna like this is going to go straight down, sit at like 200 feet below the boat, and he's going to pinwheel. So he's going to slowly spin and come up, inch by inch by inch. But because of that whole tail wrap debacle, this fish was green, straight under the boat, and doing giant circles. He was whipping me around the boat, and I have really tight drag because I don't want to fight these fish forever. I want to get them in the boat and get us back to the fishing grounds. But it's a terrible scenario when you have 25 to 30 pounds of drag and a 120-pound yellowfin tuna that can go wherever the heck it wants to go. In a situation like this, tons of things can go wrong. You can pull the hooks because he comes up and just shakes and freaks out. You can break the fish off on the boat because your line touches the gunnel. You can have something bad happen at the gaff. There's just a ton of stuff that can go wrong. So I was a little bit anxious at this point, to say the least.
Come on, in the boat. Woo! Come on, Captain Kurt Charters. Woo! That is a freaky yellowfin, man. Look at the size of that thing.
Look at his sickles.
Oh my gosh, y'all. That's what you come to Alabama for. Woo! My God.
Kick him this way a little bit.
Watch out, Vic.
Move it.
Woo! My gosh, man. Kidding me? That was so sick.
Dude, you did it
That
again.
was so
Lightning
sick.
strikes twice
Let's
again.
go. Just gotta keep popping, man. They weren't freaking out. Fish weren't going crazy, but we were just popping in the area that we saw the fish. So sick. So sick. Okay.
He split up.
Yeah, so you should tell us.
How strong these things are, dude. Like TJ was like told he, especially as green as he still is.
He'll break it.
That's a big girl right there.
All right, that is crazy. We've been thinking about tuna all day. Pull up to the rig, we see some activity. Kurt's like, wow, I just saw a big one over there. Let's go over there. I think maybe 3 casts and hook up to this absolute monster. So crazy, man. Epic fight, epic fish on top water. What's not to like about this? What else do you want?
Oh, that's the only thing. He caught a 150-pound big eye last time on a popper. Now he got a stud yellowfin.
This is my biggest yellowfin ever, man. Just epic. Just feel so lucky to be here. So, you know, proud to be a part of a good team, man. That's it. Honestly, that was 10 times more enjoyable than the fight with the big eye. The fight with the big eye was just like 200 yards straight down and just I'm in the pain cave. And that fish got tail wrapped. So it was like he took a really fast run, but then we were able to drag him backwards by the tail. Then we weren't able to get a gaff in it, so he freaked out, got on tail wrapped, ripped again, but it was like the fight was mainly on top, so it was like these fish destroy you when they're straight down, just pinwheel spinning, using their body weight against you. But since I was able to keep gaining line consistently, it was really fun. It was epic, and hopefully we get some more fish in the boat.
So I took a very respectable 3-minute break, but I just could not resist. There were too many big fish in the area. I started casting again. About an hour went by, and we didn't boat any other big fish, and we didn't actually see any other big fish. Vic was stressing at this time, but out of nowhere, his popper got engulfed by something massive.
Oh! Oh my God, that blow up, son! Are you kidding me? That was a big blow up, son. Oh my God.
And I'm not gonna give it away, but this may or may not have been the biggest fish boated all trip. You guys will just have to watch Vic's video to find out. With 2 stud fish in the boat, we entered the part of the night that I knew was gonna be the most fun. The glow of this oil rig provides enough light that the tuna feed all night long. They not only feed on jigs, but they also feed on poppers and topwaters in the glow and in the shadow line. If you look, it would never show up on camera, but if you look out into the darkness, you can see little skipjacks and tunas blowing up in the background. It is just a wild sight that I never imagined I would see in real life, and it is just one of the most fun fishing situations I've ever experienced.
Oh, this is ridiculous right now. Pretty much as fast as you drop this thing, it's getting whacked. The last time, I was just sipping my Coca-Cola, so I was just letting it get hit, and I didn't even try and catch him. I was just like letting it fall, and these blackfins are instantly inhaling it. The last trip, my buddy Jack was doing this, same scenario. Blackfin every drop, and then he caught like an 80-pound yellow on the SPJ. So you just got to be ready. These big fish are here too. They're down. Oh, lots of fish. It's not an 80-pound yellow. It's a good fish. Oh, look on the side. Blackfin tuna, son. Big surface. Nice. That's a good one. Bicep cramp. Starting to cramp up catching so many fish on Capt and Kurt charters. Woo! So sick, man. All right, there we go. Got another sick yellowfin. This is like a 30-pound class fish. These fish are chewing poppers in the middle of the night, and we haven't got good footage of it, but there's fish blowing up everywhere, feeding on different baits. Just a crazy fishery out here in Alabama. You guys got to come fishing with Capt and Kurt if you're trying to do it. So, huge shout out to Saltwater Sportsman for sending us on the Saltwater Expedition.
Breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Whew, man. The BKK hooks, man, have just been doing work today. So cool to see, man. These are the Raptor X10s. Smoke these fish. That was absolutely epic. We're packing all our stuff up. We got a long run. You guys a little tired?
Yes, but it was an incredible day.
It was absolutely incredible.
A little tired, but I'm sure Ryan would stay out here and camp.
I know.
I would fish.
I was thinking the same thing. Like, what does he have like a limit when he's just done, or if someone told him that we weren't going home, would he ever
I would have
stop?
fished all night. I definitely would have fished all night. But we're gonna hop in these bean bags, and we'll see you guys at the fillet table. Deep in here. Pretty good day when these are the small ones. Hold on tight. I'm holding on for a second. All right, this will be the biggest fish that I've ever filleted personally. Beautiful yellowfin caught with Capt and Kurt. You guys are ever in the Dauphin Island, Alabama area, or you want to come to Dauphin Island, be sure to hit him up. I have all the stuff linked below. Just an absolute killer trip. And I don't think this will be the last time I come here, because this is some of the most fun that I've had fishing in my life. Go in with one of our new Danko Lunar 1 knives. This is like the 9-inch, I believe. We're just gonna dive on into this guy here. Work our way back towards the head for that initial cut. And then we're gonna come back over here and we are gonna just one cut by the tail down till we feel that resistance. Then we're gonna work our way back, just following along that tip of the knife. A little bit dense up in here. There we go. All the way. And then we're just gonna do that same process until we reach the backbone, which all those bones are sticking up like this. Running our knife that same direction. This tuna is nice and firm. We made sure to keep it real good with a lot of ice. I think I filled up, I don't know how many pounds of ice on the boat yesterday. Kurt wanted to make sure these fish were gonna be holding over really good. So it's very important for the quality of the tuna meat that you ice it very well, or it gets real mushy and gnarly and it's just not gonna be that good sushi grade tuna that we want. We're all the way down. Now I'm gonna take my knife, run it down this way, and we're gonna split it in kind of a top and a bottom loin. So we got that lateral line here that this pec fin runs along. I'm gonna kind of use that as my marker.
You want me to take this stuff off? If you don't mind. I don't mind.
All the way down, just split that fish in half. Bam. Roll that off. How is that for a slab of meat, y'all? Look at the size of that tuna loin. That's crazy. It's really, really cool to see. You can see this is all that bloodline. We'll be cleaning up some of that. This is where a lot of the bones are, a lot of the cartilage, and a lot of that blood. So that's that nastier tasting meat that we will cut out earlier. You can see kind of the two colors right here. So this is what we don't want, this is what we want. This is nice, firm, beautiful meat. These are such pretty fish, man. These sickles are just such a unique thing you don't see. And some of these fish have really long sickles, some of them have short ones, and in different places in the world they have longer and shorter sickles. So this is one of the coolest looking fish that I've ever caught. Try not to dive into that gut cavity too much. Work our way up over this gut cavity.
Brady, get up before you leave. I'll pay you for that trip for the day. I ain't got nothing. I thought I had 20 hours. Yeah, I mean, a couple
Another giant slab of yellowfin tuna. The meat just looks so gorgeous, y'all. So we're gonna clean the bloodline off with all these bones and all the bloodline, the darker, gnarlier meat. Then, final step on one of these loins, we're just gonna kind of skin it. So with a big fish like this, is a much easier method of skinning. Kind of section it off into different steak sizes. So we pick our steak size, we're just kind of doing bulk cuts right now. Bam, take the knife, work our way down. So we're close to the skin, but not directly on the skin, and then I'm just gonna turn my knife. Work along, we're gonna leave a thin layer of meat on the skin. Bam. We have a nice big old chunk of tuna. Take out that belly chunk. Bam. And Kurt was showing me, I'm not as good as Kurt with this, but he kind of rolls some of this bloodline off with his knife. That's what we'll be taking home. We're gonna clean up the rest of this guy and I'll see you guys back home in Southeast Florida. Welcome to the kitchen. We got Christina here. She unfortunately couldn't make it on the fishing trip, but we got her here to work and make some sushi rolls. We have a bunch of people coming over to Victor's house, which is where we are. He is in the background, slicing up some tuna right now, he's making a concoction that I'm really excited about. All the important stuff. He spent a bunch of time prepping, but Christina and I have been here making a bunch of sushi rolls. You guys can see these all right here.
Not cut yet.
Not cut yet. We're gonna walk you through one real quick. Seaweed wraps here. Shiny side, rough side. The rice is going to go on the rough side. We have our whole little station set up. Bowl of water, because when you touch this sushi rice, it's insanely sticky. Wet our hands. We're gonna grab a pile of rice. And we're gonna start laying it down onto our seaweed wrap. We're gonna get this fairly flat. You don't want too much volume of rice because the more rice you have, or the more volume of rice you have, the fatter your roll is gonna be. And then it's not gonna be very bite-sized when you cut it up at the end. So we have all of our rice laid out and then we're gonna go in. You can pretty much just go in with whatever you want. We have a nice piece of yellowfin tuna. I'm gonna add some cucumber, thinly sliced. I'm gonna add 1 avocado, 2 avocado. We're gonna add some cream cheese.
This is gonna be thick.
Lastly, some spicy mayo.
That one's gonna be spicy.
I like it a little spicy. And now we roll. So we have our bamboo roller inside a plastic bag. It just makes it super easy, super clean, and the rice does not stick to it. A lot of time you can wrap it in saran wrap. And we're gonna start our roll here.
There you go. Rolling is stressing me out.
Like that. And there we have a traditional sushi roll. I guess it's not traditional if it has cream cheese in it, but cream cheese is kind of delicious. So now, a lot of time you can wrap these if you don't have your sushi roller in a plastic bag, you can wrap it in saran wrap, but we're gonna wrap these in saran wrap by hand right now. And this makes cutting them 10 times easier because they don't stick to the knife. So wrap this bad boy up. Add it to our plate of sushi. We have a ton of awesome guests coming tonight, so we are gonna need a ton of sushi rolls. So I'm gonna have Christina walk you guys through another way to make a roll, and then we're gonna get back to work. Going in with some rice. I don't know if her roll is gonna be better than mine. What do you think? You think yours is gonna be better than mine?
Yes.
What?
I know.
Are you kidding me?
I know it's gonna be better.
Are you making a reverse roll or are you making a normal one?
I'm making a reverse one.
All right.
Follow the 3-2-1 foodie if you're really interested on food, the food aspects of all this. So on this one, I chose the rough part of the seaweed paper and I am putting the rice on here, thin layer of rice, all the way up to all the edges so that when we roll, there's a seamless rice edge to it.
A seamless rice edge to it.
Yeah, something like that.
And right now, we are doing the easy part. The hard part was actually all on Vic earlier because he did all of the prep work, all of the chopping,
All of the catching of the fish.
Bro, what are you talking about? Vic was ready to throw in the towel on the last trip. After I caught my yellowfin, he's like, ah, it's over, forget about it, let's go home.
We're gonna put some black and white sesame seeds in, mix them together and just sprinkle them on there. It's more of a texture thing. We should put some more black in there. Okay, now I'm gonna take this very carefully and flip it upside down. And we're gonna put our ingredients right in the middle, and then guys, I took some tuna, some raw tuna, some cut up cucumber. We'll take a little bit of onion, and we're gonna make this one big. Ooh. We're gonna take some avocado and some cream cheese. Some cream cheese that we have. I like to, because the cream cheese, the way that it comes in the package, I like to just kind of pinch it and it spreads.
It's like Play-Doh.
It is, just like Play-Doh. Okay. And now we roll.
I have faith in you.
So the first roll, nice. And then we're gonna take this very carefully, roll it one more time, and roll over. This takes a lot of skill and balance.
You're saying you have skill?
And balance. My rolls have come out significantly better than yours, so.
What are you talking about?
Last roll, I'm going to seal it off. So I'm pulling up, squeezing it together and down, so it's even all around. There we have our roll. And we cut, yeah, that one kind of came out.
That's okay.
We'll put it in there. So we'll cut off the edges and it'll be perfectly, like.
All right. What do you got going on out here, dude?
We are making wonton chips. So we're gonna do some poke nachos. That's what these guys are gonna turn into. So just like you'd fry tortilla chips, these little wonton chips going into the hot oil, and they do not take long at all. Start counting. I'd say like max 20-30 seconds on each side. If they start like this one right here, they start to almost taste a little burnt. They're good, but I like them a little bit on the lighter side. You want them to be like that color right there. So flip them over halfway through, and you flip them over before they get that color, because they will continue to cook outside the oil and continue to change color. These guys are super thin. So we flipped them around 25 seconds, probably a minute total cook time. It doesn't even look like it's doing anything, but it is.
Cooled down the oil a little bit when you flipped it. But
Yeah.
those, I can see them actually changing color as I watch them.
And then this, the greatest tool ever.
Dude, they look like bathroom tweezers.
Yeah.
Did you steal those from Brooke?
These are little.
I guess those
These are plating
giant.
tweezers. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe
Didn't Yames
for
make you?
eyebrows?
Yames is the one that turned you on to little tweezers.
Oh yeah. And then we put them on a wire rack. These guys are gonna be super good. Topped with a bunch of fresh yellowfin and cucumber and avocado and scallion.
Tell you what, I'm jealous of the outdoor burner that you got because my house always smells like oil whenever I cook.
Yep. And then you gotta hit it with the fresh salt after. Yeah, cooking outside with fish and frying is a game changer. I wonder how they get avocado on top of a roll. It's just like this. You take half of an avocado and you pretty much just lay it right on top of there. Wow. But then you gotta take saran wrap.
Yeah. So it's gonna make cutting it a lot easier.
Oh yeah. Just don't look at that part.
I'm just gonna film them over here. What are you doing over here?
Searing the tuna really quick, just like 20 to 30 seconds on each side. If you sear it too long, it's not gonna cut nicely. The biggest mistake you can do is cooking it too long. You want it to be pretty much raw 90% of the way through, I would say.
Nice.
Just the very edges.
Got some sesame seeds.
Some sesame oil, some avocado oil. The sesame oil would burn, it's just kind of just for like the aromatics of it.
Dude, you're gonna ruin your dinner. Mine.
These are not spicy, I don't feel it in. Okay, so we got poke nachos, we got the yellowfin tuna mixed with a little cucumber and scallion, some ginger, soy, sesame oil, a little cucumber on the floor, never hurt anyone. Those are the wonton that you guys saw Ryan film earlier. Little micro cilantro.
Sauce container completely opens up. Oh, that's fun. What are you adding?
Eel sauce.
Eel sauce.
Huh?
A little spicy mayo action.
I was thinking like baked, whatever.
Have a giant spread of sushi. These three people actually did pretty much all the work. I've just been kind of yapping my gums, but you guys have been crushing it. That looks like an incredible spread. I think everyone's ready to dig in. Good job, guys.
Let's go. Yeah. You put meat on the tuna. Oh, that's genius. You're just gonna let it sit in the plate?
I think the tuna nachos were a hit. It's the first thing that's gone. All that's left is the tuna, but those wonton chips fried, just like the crunch with the raw tuna is just so good.
Dude, you're not even sitting at your own table right now. You're just like posted up at the sushi table.
That's what you gotta do.
We got a lot of happy customers. I think you did pretty good. This is the first sushi night that Brooke hasn't been just like sweating bullets because she's just working.
I was at a bridal shower and normally I roll like 40 rolls of sushi every time we have a sushi party, and I came home and they were almost finished rolling rolls and I was like, this is amazing. I finally get to experience what everyone else does when they come to our house to enjoy,
So you're saying that we're hired, right?
all I did was a little decorating, you know, like make it look a little
You did
nicer.
the fun stuff.
Yeah, so I'm very, very satisfied and everything is delicious.
I'll have my job application as your sushi roller in your inbox.
Sounds good.
I want to thank you guys so much for watching this video. This was an absolutely epic trip with a bunch of epic fish and obviously an epic night of eating. I need you guys to do me a huge favor. And if you want to see an epic video catching an even bigger fish than the one that we landed in this video, check it out right here. And I'll see you guys over there.